Everyone, welcome to Grieving and Living Consciously YouTube channel. This is Pausing Consciously. Uh, these videos are meant for us to take a moment in time. I'm long-winded, so this is a long moment. To reflect, to allow space for whatever's present within you, for acceptance of what is. Not acceptance doesn't mean we agree or we like it. Definitely not. But if we can allow space for who we are and allow it in its full entirety, we can also make space with kindness and compassion for a different response to what is present. So, I like to start these videos off with a candle lighting. And this is also just a way of me acknowledging and us taking a moment. I'm acknowledging we're all doing our grief journeys. We all have our people that has made us who we are. We all have our grief experiences, be it with complicated relationships or beautiful ones, being it with non-death related losses, living losses, like moving, transitions, graduating, going away to school, whatever that is for you. Just allowing space for that and acknowledging that this is my awareness of what is we're all feeling. We're all human beings who struggle. We are human beings with this experience of grief, this natural response to love and loss and transition. Wonderful. Thank you for pausing with me and allowing space for all of who you are. So it transitions to our today's topic. We're talking about acceptance. And as I said earlier, it's not about agreeing with what's present. Definitely not. My iPad fell. It's about just knowing that that's okay. Knowing that that's what's here. And if we can make space and awareness for what's here and hold it with kindness and compassion, we can make space for responding in a different way, in a way that serves us more beautifully. So I'm going to start us off here with a quote from my favorite mentor, Heather Stang, and her book, Living with Grief. In it, she says, "When the unthinkable happens, mindful acceptance invites us to honor yourself and your experience with dignity and kindness. Rather than turn your back on your own suffering, you treat yourself as you would a beloved friend. You take time to pay attention to your physical sensations, thoughts, feelings that accompany your pain. This kind of acceptance means that you choose thoughtfully how to respond and temper your response with compassion. You will know you do not need to numb your pain or run from reality, nor do you need to push yourself through blame, guilt, or self-loathing, or feel a sense of unworthiness. You can find the middle ground of equanimity. The middle ground of equanimity. So not over-identifying with our suffering, but allowing space for what's here and holding it with kindness and compassion. Awareness, acceptance is again not about agreeing or being okay with our loss. Definitely not. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with being left behind. No, no, no. I'm very, very mad about that a lot, actually. I'm terrified of continuing that trend. I don't want to continue to be left behind, but I know that is what will happen as we are mortal and we all are finite existence. So more than likely, I will lose more. But it's hard. It's hard. And I hold that reality with gentleness. Pain times resistance equals suffering. Pain times resistance equal suffering. Pain times resistance equals suffering, yeah. So if we avoid, push back on what's here, what has happened, what's present within us, outside us, in our grief space, in our living awareness, we can't make space to really allow things to move through us, to make space for something else to happen. Because what we resist persists and grows stronger and stronger and stronger. I'll give you an example. We talked about my madness. So after my dominant losses, which was after a trend of many losses that were significant, I had more significant losses, more dominant losses. And when I got the news, I got fed up. I was just fed up. I got so mad and angry. I said, no, no, no. I push back. I resist you doing this to me again, life. I resist you. No, you can't do this to me again. Here I am. You did it to me again. So there's so many themes with that, but I'll leave it with this, I never touched into that and explored that. And I realized I had an experience recently where that anger is still within me. And it's an anger held in a container of fear for being left behind and not wanting to feel lonely. And yes, I have people that support me and are around me, but I feel lonely. Okay? It doesn't contradict feeling lonely, people, please. One. And also, so it doesn't contradict me feeling lonely. I'm trying to remember what the second point was. Also, it had a theme of disenfranchised grief. And what was it? I was disenfranchising myself in that moment by not allowing myself the space and grace to be how I was feeling. And the world already disenfranchises us in many different ways. Grief is disenfranchised. The type of loss that we have, miscarriages, pregnancy loss, can be disenfranchised. Friends, losing a friend, death through dying can be very disturbing and uprooting of our life. Then that can be disenfranchised, and that's what happened to me. But I disenfranchised myself by saying, I don't matter, their significant other does. So I focused on them and how they were feeling because I knew that they would be lonely and feel like that nobody was there for them anymore. And, you know, the way I could be there for my friend and to love her in this moment meant I needed to love her significant other by being there for them. So I did. I have been. And I continue to be. Because we don't just show up once, twice. We show up all the time. Because these big losses especially is a lifetime experience. So don't just show up at the funeral. Don't just show up in a small moment afterwards. Continue to show up weeks, months, years later. Learn the important dates to these people. Their marriage date, their birthday, their death date, whatever it is. Learn it, right? Learn it and be familiar with it. Put it in your calendar. That's what I do because that's important to me. It's a value and it's a way that I hold my friends with kindness and compassion. It's a way I continue to love them. So I focused on him, but okay, so what happened to me? Right? I'm still hurting, right? But you know, I've made spaces here and there, but I've learned I'm not making enough space. So I ask you, are you making space for acceptance of how you're feeling? What's here, what's present, what's real for you? For you. Because we all have our ways that we perceive the world. And even though thoughts are not facts, the way we see the world is through our beliefs, right? So what's true for you in your reality, again, somebody else might disagree and that's their problem, but how you're feeling, what's here, what's present for you, how can you make space for that? I ask, how can I accept it? And acceptance isn't about agreeing, it's about just allowing and holding it with tenderness. Allowing it to have its beginning, middle, and end because everything is finite. Everything, including emotions. Yes, you might be afraid of going there, of crying and never stopping. To that, you know my response because I've said it in other videos. Have you asked yourself, What? I want to see that comedy? Why? I'm going to be laughing for the rest of my life. To that, the answer is no, right? That's a ridiculous question, isn't it? We're not going to last for the rest of our life because it's a temporary moment. It's all temporary moments. The grief waves hits us and they come. We allow the space for them, space and grace to be there, and they move through us. And we oscillate back and forth between our loss-oriented coping and restoration. How can we also make space for joy? It's okay to feel joy again. How can we make space for rest? How can we make space for peace? What might disturb our peace, right? Configuring our relationships to different people that might serve us or not serve us, examining our grief beliefs, knowing what doesn't serve us and what does serve us, right? Examining it, holding space for that, and making a response that is kind and compassionate. That works for you because your grief is your grief. There is no right or wrong way to do it, my loves. All I'm saying is we gotta make space and allowance for what's present. Because if we don't, we can't do anything about it. That's all I'm saying. So, even the numbness, make space for that here. I validate your numbness. That's okay too. It's hard. How we hold ourselves with compassion, knowing that it's hard and it's okay, that we're not okay, that we're numb. Just softening the edges around of whatever is present, meeting it with kindness and compassion. What does that look like for you, right? So you could behaviorally do things that are kind for yourself, such as, maybe changing up your room because sleeping is hard now and you feel like that's gonna help freshen you up to the space. Maybe that's what you feel like you need, and that's okay. Um, Maybe getting a body pillow because you need to feel that embrace. Maybe taking a time to slow things down, taking a glass of nice cool water or a cup of tea. Really pausing and taking it in with every sensation. Going for a walk. Being with the joys when they come. Whatever it is that serves you, what can we accept and allow space for all of it? Okay, so that's my thoughts here. That's my offering. Journal about it, reflect about it if that serves you. If it doesn't, I say take what works for you and discard the rest. Because this your goddamn grief journey, people. And you got to do it how you want. Yes, girl. I said it. All right.